So the free agency period in this offseason is over, and there were so many fantastic moves that happened, I couldn't cover them all in such a fast period of time, but don't worry, I just want to let every single one of you know that Sirianni says will be booming and more productive when the summer comes, because I have classes going on. However, this is not the reason why I'm making a video. The reason why I'm making a video is because I want to spread some knowledge on every single one of you watching, and I hope you enjoy this. So one of the biggest moves that happened in this offseason was the fact that Odell Beckham Jr. was traded to the Cleveland Browns courtesy of the New York Giants. And while Odell Beckham Jr. was a fantastic player when he was here in New York, you gotta think that after 5 seasons and a lot of drama, Odell Beckham Jr. getting traded to the Browns was a good thing, and I'm gonna tell you why. My name is Matt the Machine Sirianni of Sirianni Says, and this is Hot Take. I got just my head there. So anyway, Odell Beckham Jr., you can't doubt his talent. He was such a glorified wide receiver. And many teams would love to have a guy like that who can catch balls no matter what the situation is, whether it's in double coverage or with 3 fingers, no matter what. But here's the thing also. Antonio Brown was a fantastic wide receiver when he was in Pittsburgh, and look at what happened to him. Because him and Odell have a certain pattern. They're talented, but they're troublemakers. And also, you got to look at the Giants. The Giants, over the last 5 seasons combined, have had a record of 31-49. And being one of the most classiest franchises in NFL history, an average of 6 wins a season is not going to please your fan base. Let's just be honest with that. And the reason why Odell Beckham Jr. was endorsed into our hearts of Giant fans in the first place was because he made that glorified 3-finger catch on a Sunday Night Football game against Brandon Carr in his rookie season. That's when people started to know his name. Then people started to dye their hair blonde in courtesy of him, but don't really do that. I don't want to dye my hair blonde because I'm perfectly comfortable wearing this hat and the black hair underneath my head. And the Iron Mike Ditka once said, good football players don't make a great team. Great teams make a great team. And aside from Odell Beckham Jr., what other talent have the Giants had over the course of the last 5 years? Not too many. That's why Odell Beckham Jr. was getting targeted a lot by Manning, and eventually defenses figured it out. Also, one point that you got to make, Odell Beckham Jr. going to the Browns is a great thing because the Browns are finally relevant, people! Get excited! The Cleveland Browns have been nothing but a mess ever since they returned to the NFL in 1999, 20 years ago. So, with that being said, now that Odell Beckham Jr. is there, Baker Mayfield has another target. Odell Beckham is there with Jarvis Landry, his former teammate from LSU. And the Browns all around have talent on offense and defense. So the Browns might make a run at the AFC North Division title and might even win. Because if you look at the AFC North the way it is, Pittsburgh's a mess. Baltimore's is an enigma. And then the Cincinnati Bengals are bad as well. And they're going to be rebuilding because of the new head coaching situation that they have. Also, one last thing that you need to look at when it comes to Odell Beckham Jr. is his history. Yes, he made a lot of good moments. He's had a great game against the Baltimore Ravens back in 2016. He had the 3-finger catch as mentioned, and he was always a prime receiver for Eli Manning to throw to, and he always had a lot of 125-yard receiving games. But let's look at some of the things that Odell Beckham Jr. has done since his time here in New York started in 2014. First off, you had the fight with Josh Norman in 2015 because Josh Norman got in his head. You got to be composed. And Odell Beckham Jr. does not fit the mold that the Giants want in a player. Odell Beckham Jr. is a loudmouth. He's always getting covered by the media. And the Giants get the attention that comes with it, and it makes them look bad. And if you're a franchise like the Giants and you're nothing more than class, the last thing you want is to be in the media for bad reason or ridiculous reasons. So anyway, the fact that he fought Josh Norman on the field just makes him look bad. The fact that he had the net relationship, remember that? In week 3 of 2016, when he was upset that a pass got intercepted by Josh Norman or a Washington Redskins defensive back, and he took his helmet and slammed it against the net and it hit him in the head. And then when he went off against Baltimore, he had 222 yards receiving, and then he had a relationship with the net where he proposed to it and he hugged it and fell into it. That's not how a player should act at all. You got to be better than that, pal. You had the boat scandal where he was partying with celebrities before a playoff game in Green Bay. And by the way, in said playoff game, that boat party might have affected him because Odell Beckham Jr. had just 4 catches for 28 yards and had a heck of a lot of drops. I don't know how many times he dropped the ball, but he definitely was not himself in that game. And also, you got to realize he punched a hole in the locker room in Lambeau Field after said game, and the Giants had to pay for damages. Think about it. You don't want to be paying money because of a player's actions. The players have to be responsible for themselves. And if Odell Beckham Jr. is not accountable for his actions, and you're Jerry Reese, and you're David, and you're John Mara, and you're seeing all this, you got to think, man, Odell Beckham Jr. is becoming a problem. He did this, he did that. What's he going to do next? It's unpredictable. And it just also seems that Odell Beckham Jr. is very, very toxic in the locker room. His attitude can affect people. I remember there was a time this past season where Odell Beckham Jr. was screaming on the sideline, and Sterling Shepard, who we thought was a more composed person, flipped out on the sidelines as well. And that all comes from the influence that Odell Beckham Jr. brings to the locker room. And then the final blow to it was when Odell Beckham Jr. suffered injuries over the last 2 seasons. He suffered a leg injury in a Week 5 game in 2017 against the Chargers. He only played 4 games that season. And then in 2018, he injured his quad in the game against the Chicago Bears and missed the final 4 games. And the last 2 seasons, Odell Beckham Jr. has not made a Pro Bowl. And so I guess that was the final blow, because once you see that this guy has attitude issues and injuries and lack of production, you got to think, yeah, that guy had to go. And yes, what are the Giants going to do next? Well, the Giants are probably going to have to tank this year, because there's really no way they're going to win the division unless a miracle is sprung upon them. But, we got to see what happens. They get a 1st and 3rd round pick this year thanks to the Cleveland Browns. And we got Kevin Zeitler now to improve the line. However, no one's going to forget the trade heard around the world when Odell Beckham Jr. goes to Cleveland. But also, I think Odell Beckham Jr. is more likely to break out there. He's in an environment that's more ruckus with the dog pound. Odell Beckham Jr. is with a guy named Baker Mayfield, who has attitude issues himself. So when you complement yourself with people who are similar to you, you could win football games, but yeah, it's going to be a problem. I'm just curious as to what's going to happen in Cleveland. So, by the way, before I end this video, I just want to say, Odell Beckham Jr., I appreciate everything you've done for me over the last 5 years as a Giant fan. You've brought so many memorable moments, but best of luck to you on your future endeavors in Cleveland, and maybe we'll see you soon in the red, white, and blue. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you think about Odell Beckham Jr. and the trade. Do you think it was a good idea? Do you think it was ridiculous? I mean, you had 2 days to digest it, so you can have a more knowledgeable opinion now. Like this video, share this with your buds, subscribe to the channel, and go to SirianniSays.wordpress.com to check out some lovely articles written by me, and you will experience the journey as we go along. My name is Matt Sirianni of Sirianni Says The Machine, and this has been Hot Take. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you soon.